Some animated Christmas specials are instant classics. Can't forget Charlie Brown or SpongeBob's. But for every shining classic, there's a Christmas special that's not the best. In fact, they're so bad that they really just need to be removed from the public immediately. Just completely forgotten. I don't want them anymore. Get them out. Hi guys, I'm RetroNemo, and today I'm talking about 10 Christmas specials that deserve to be forgotten. They're that bad. Now this is in no particular order, okay? Don't think that any one of these is worse than the next. They're all bad. These are just the 10 quintessential holiday specials that just need to go away. Are you ready? Merry Christmas. Let's go. Boy, wasn't Rudolph the Rednose Reindeer just an instant classic? People have been watching that movie since generations. Good thing it never had any sequels, ever. Cut to the magical year of 2001. Rudolph and the Island of Misfit Toys is released. The day before Halloween for some reason. And it's...
Now, you didn't think Rudolph's story ended that foggy Christmas Eve, did you? As we say in the North Pole, that was just the tip of the iceberg.
It's awful. The entire movie looks like Pixar movies before they're rendered, okay? The CGI is bad, even for 2001 standards. But who wouldn't want to CGI Rudolph, right? So this special actually deals with Rudolph facing fame. The fame he's received for being Rudolph the Rednose Reindeer. But he hates it. He doesn't want to be famous. He doesn't want to be a celebrity. For some reason, they never really explain why. And he's still ashamed of his nose, despite all the good it did.
I'd give anything for a normal nose.
Poor guy.
How tragic.
The movie starts with Rudolph and that dentist elf going to a routine dental job on the Island of Misfit Toys. In fact, this whole plot really doesn't have any part in the movie. This is just like a weird 20-minute filler sequence, because the real plot of the movie is that there's a toy snatcher on the loose, and he's snatching toys. He stole Christmas. That's literally what he did. Santa's got no security, apparently. Christmas is just gone. Sorry, kids. Uh-oh, it's the Trenchcoat Man. He did it. Oh, I forgot to mention, there's definitely musical numbers in this one. They're definitely bad.
Spoonie, Toonie, Loony, we're just fine!
Oh, so I guess the Misfit Toys did it? But they were just being hypnotized? So no one's really at fault besides him? And he's just a teddy bear? And he's actually just really insecure? And then they deliver him to his original owner, Andy style? And he literally just has a really wholesome redemption arc? And then it's over, and I don't know how to feel. Now look, as far as sequels and spin-offs goes, this one isn't that bad. Story-wise, it's just really lazy. Paired with that eerie 2001 CGI, this is definitely not one to watch if you cherish the original.
And so, I became the toy taker to spare other toys from the eternal darkness of cardboard boxes and the harrowing indignity of the trash heap.
Dexter's a really highly acclaimed animated cartoon. It's definitely a classic and a favorite among animation fans for being funny, sharp, and just a classic. But the Christmas special? Ooh, people did not like this Christmas special. If you could even really call it that. So basically, Dexter is smart, and he realizes that there is no Santa Claus. It's just his mom and dad. Dee Dee is an idiot. There's a weird Christmas rap, and I'm not even mad at it. It's kind of fire.
Dad dresses up in the Santa get-up, and then he puts the car up on the rooftop. He makes the car look like a sleigh, dear, and Mom dresses up just like a reindeer.
Drop those bars, Dexter. Drop those bars. But the twist here is that Dexter's wrong and Santa is real. But when Dexter sees Santa, he just thinks it's his dad. And for some reason, his first instinct is just to attack him. Literally attack him with lasers and weapons. Now I know he doesn't believe in Santa and he thinks this guy's fake and he wants to capture him, but in the context of the episode, he thinks this is his dad right now. Why is he attacking his dad? The whole thing is just him beating up Santa. It's really hard to watch. And in the end, Dexter literally just ruins Christmas. Not to mention the fact that the ending is just really abrupt. This whole thing is just, it's not fun to watch Dexter beat up Santa and ruin Christmas. It's funny in a dark humor way, sure, I'll give it that, but it's not wholesome. Does not make me want to curl up with some hot chocolate and marshmallows. Makes me want to call my local congressman and see if there's any super intelligent children around so we can put them in prison. Just don't watch this one if you have a holiday spirit.
Oh, Christmas tree, oh, Christmas tree, you blockhead. How
do I say this? Animation had just a really dark period. in the 80s and early 90s, for the most part, with these Saturday morning cartoons that were made to sell toys. Now I know people think they're classics, they're super nostalgic, and I agree there's charm to them and they're great. Now I'm not gonna sit here and say an entire era of television animation is bad. And obviously people out there really like this era and they cherish it and they love it, and you totally can't. And I'm not saying it's bad, I'm just saying it created the Hero and She-Ra Christmas special. And that's a level 3 felony. So basically on their home planet, they just don't really have Christmas. Right off the bat, this cheesy animation is just so jarring. It's just, I feel like I'm watching like Space Ghost Coast to Coast, but like unironically, it's bizarre. Like these facial expressions, damn boy. So He-Man and the scary guy launched this little robe dude into space. I know they have names, I definitely know them, I just don't feel like saying them. I'm just gonna call them little Skeletor just flips out and starts chasing after the rocket he's in, which prompts He-Man to go full He-Man, and ooh, I forgot how jarring He-Man's transformation was. Another side note, there's a lot of weird vocal effects on them. I don't know if that was just a hot thing at the time or they wanted to diversify their characters, but these vocal effects are just amazing.
The automatic pilot is taking us back to Snake Mountain.
So the rocket crash lands on Earth, where he ends up meeting 2 kids who explain to him the magic of Christmas. And since they're kids, they're not depressed yet. They're terrifying, but they do have wholesome voices, which is actually a pretty common occurrence in bad Christmas specials as we get to them later.
Presents are part of it, but it's also a time when everybody thinks about peace and goodwill toward men. That's what the angel said. If you really don't know about Christmas, we'll tell you the whole story. A long, long time ago.
They literally get cut off trying to explain Jesus to him. I love that. Also, am I the only one here reading the sexual tension between He-Man and She-Ra? I mean, it is overwhelming.
Can you have She-Ra contact her?
I think that can be arranged.
What? Oh, they're sister and brother. Oh no. Oh, I've made a mistake. So the kids end up being stuck on He-Man's world. R.I.P. kids, you're gonna die. I guess they're still gonna try to have Christmas though. Yay! But Skeletor is literally gonna try to destroy the Christmas spirit because he's evil. He's a skeleton. What else is the man gonna do? I don't know what this is specifically. I just have written in my notes here. Skeletor calls She-Ra muscular woman. Okay, well that had to have happened in the episode.
You can't even handle that muscle-bound female She-Ra.
Just a minute. What about the way He-Man handles you, Bone Brain?
So Skeletor just straight up kidnaps the kids, like damn. And it's all just so goofy because of these 2 normal looking kids next to friggin' Skeletor on this alien planet. I don't know anything about He-Man, it's confusing, watch She-Ra on Netflix. Now I know what you're thinking, this special has kidnapped kids, the prominence of death. It's pretty dark for a Christmas special, but don't worry. In a typical Christmas special fashion, Skeletor ends up saving the kids. Because Christmas.
I think Horde Prime is going to be angry with me.
You have made me angry, Skeletor. Very angry, indeed.
Though I guess he has to grapple with his own moral conflicts.
Well, I don't like to feel good. I like to feel evil.
Don't worry, Skeletor. Christmas only comes once a year.
Thank goodness.
Also, the He-Man Santa is very scary. That's all I gotta say.
Merry Christmas, young lady.
Merry Christmas, brother.
Family Guy. Family Guy. Family. When a show's been on as long as Family Guy has, it's bound to have some flops, you guys. And it's also bound to have some Christmas specials. And let me get sciencey for a second, make a quick little Venn diagram. That's gotta intersect at some point, which leads us to Christmas Guy. Now, I will not lie to you, dear viewer, Christmas Guy is a somewhat funny holiday special. I don't completely hate it. However, it's caught in the crossfire of the devastating Death of Brian storyline that the show tried to pull off. It didn't. It was bad. This is the episode where they undo the death entirely, and thus it will forever be known as the bookend to the worst storyline in all of Family Guy history, which is what wraps it in, I'm sorry to say, with being a Christmas special that should be forgotten, because the Death of Brian storyline should be forgotten. So let's get into what happens in the episode.
Come on
on, everybody. Let's go to the mall. It's time for the Christmas carnival. It's Stewie's first Christmas.
Again?
Well, it's already off to a bad start because Brian's dead. And Vinny is just this weird addition. None of his jokes land. He makes everything awkward. They address it at one point. They make a joke about like, oh, there's a new dog, which I think is funny. It's self-aware, but it doesn't mask all of the pain from the rest of his existence.
Think about Stewie. He's all upset because there's no carnival. Huh. Different dog. Yeah, this one's like Italian or something. Anyway, I think we're done here.
It's your typical Family Guy episode. There's like a bunch of strange cutaway jokes. I forgot how often they do cutaway jokes.
Stewie was really upset about the Christmas carnival being canceled. He's been acting out all week.
I'm sure he'll be over it in no time. Besides, how much trouble can he cause? He's a baby.
The main crisis is that the Christmas carnival at the Quahog Mall got canceled. Say that 3 times fast, my job is hard. And it turns out it's Lois's dad who canceled it because he hates Christmas. He's a Scrooge. Come on out, guys. Happy birthday for that plot line. That was really good.
Hey, happy June 16th. Well, let's see how you like it when someone breaks into your house and touches all your stuff. Hey, knock it off. I'm touching this, and this over here. You're a creep is my point.
So it's up to Peter Griffin himself to show him that Christmas is good, which leads us to this really uncomfortable scene where he forces him to drink eggnog. I get they're trying to go for a joke or something. I don't know, just watch a part of it. My voice is getting so quiet because I'm getting so uncomfortable.
Yeah, you like that nog. Don't spit the nog out. Now look at the camera for a POV shot.
And edgy humor is a thing, okay? Jokes are meant to be offensive. Comedy is offensive. I defend all types of comedy if it's funny. But the only reason he puts the Christmas carnival back on is because he's worried about looking Jewish if he doesn't like Christmas.
People think I'm Jewish?
I get it, Family Guy. Claps for you. You did it. You made the Jewish joke. We're all proud of you. It's just not good. I didn't laugh. No one laughed. Seth Rogen's not So you know how that was like just a standard Christmas special? You know, nothing happened relating to Brian or anything. You hear me snapping? We're changing the plot. It's changing right now. The plot is changing. So Stewie sees Santa, and all he wishes is for Brian to come back. Aw, very sad. And then after a weird stint where Vinny tries to be Brian, it's not funny.
Vinny? Who's Vinny? My name is Brian, a.k.a. your favorite dog.
They end up being able to bring him back in the most complicated way. I guess Stewie sees a version of himself from the past coming to the future, which is their present, which means they can steal his time machine, which previously was destroyed, which means they can go back to the day that Brian died. Brian, look out, and save him, which means that Stewie doesn't exist, which means they have that moment where he fades away, that trope, which means Vinny's gone, which means none of this ever happened, which means we're all wasting our time, which means you're wasting your time listening to this, which means this segment's over. Just don't watch this Christmas special. In the canon of the universe, it never happened, so it shouldn't happen to you. There, solved the problem.
You're my best friend, and I love you.
All I can say, Brian, is you've been making really creepy eye contact with me all morning, and I want it to stop right now.
The Super Mario Bros. Super Show may have been an abomination of god-awful animation crossed with cheesy sitcom-esque live-action sequences, but that theme song was hot.
With the Mario Brothers and plumbing's a game, we're not like the others who get all the fame.
Does this count as the first trap remix of something? I think it does. I don't have to explain this. You know this show got a Christmas special. Why wouldn't it have gotten a Christmas special? So the episode starts and oh my god, I forgot there was live action. I had completely forgotten that there was live action. This threw me off. So it opens with Mario and Luigi sitting in, oh my god, it's a bathtub. They're sitting in a bathtub. Okay. Oh, there's another cute kid that comes down. But why is he there?
I'm selling pots and pans, door to door.
Ryan.
Okay, I admit it. I'm lying like a dog.
And I guess he's only there because he's running away from home because his parents don't love him? Play the clip, Josh.
My parents don't love me anymore. So I'm going to teach them a lesson. And when I'm gone, are they going to miss me?
Oh my god, what a bold start to the Christmas special. Okay. Oh, we're in animation. Okay, now it's animation. I guess there's 2 theme songs? All right. So I guess the animated storyline is that they were trying to go to Hawaii. Not even they want to be in this Christmas special. But they got turned around and they ended up at the North Pole, because it's Christmas. So I guess Koopa just doesn't like Christmas. They don't explain why. And his plan, I'm not even kidding, his plan is to drop bombs on Santa. That is so violently blunt, I can't even put into words. But I guess he's gonna bomb Santa. So sorry, kids. Also, he has this horrible catchphrase, Bah Hum Coop. He says it like 1,000 times and it never sticks.
Bah Hum Coop. Christmas. Bah Hum Coop. Christmas is a Bah Hum Coop. A Bah Hum Coop. A Bah Hum Coop.
So they just kind of throw ice at him till he falls out of the sky, but he gets the upper hand, and he's literally just about to just like put a cap in Santa. He's about to throw him off a cliff, just end his life and kill Christmas, literally, which is incredibly dark. I'm not even gonna go into it, but it's his own awful catchphrase that gets him killed. Just kidding, he's not actually dead, but it is his catchphrase that causes an avalanche, and they're able to save Santa. Yay, Christmas is saved. Thank you, guys. Oh, that's right, there's still a live action part. Okay, no, I'm not touching this. I'm done. While we're on the topic of bad video game spin-off Christmas specials, I gotta talk about Christmas in Pac-Land. So if you're out there in the audience listening right now, raise your hand if you were like me and had no idea Pac-Man had his own cartoon. Because I had no idea Pac-Man had his own cartoon, and now I wish I could forget. Call back to the title of the list. So the episode opens with Santa, that's pretty chill. And oh, he's got a computer, we're really in the 80s now. Then we're introduced to the Pac family, which, oh my god, Pac-Man got hitched, he knocked up Pac-Woman, now they have a terrifying baby.
Baby love ghosticles.
The amount of lore they just scrubbed out of that arcade game is insane. I guess I didn't read into all the subtexts, you know, and those little dots. So I guess they're in danger when the ghosts come to attack, but don't worry, Pac-Man has power pellets. Oh, I guess he doesn't. I guess they have the power pellets. Uh-oh, I really care. Let me take the moment to address the weirdest part of this show. They constantly reference the fact that Pac-Man eats things, which is fine, but in this context, it's weird. They constantly want to chomp each other. They can't wait to eat each other. They're gonna get chomped. That's their main threat, is I'm gonna eat you, I'm gonna eat you. It's terrifying. So the ghost eyes that get released after Pac-Man feasts upon their flesh end up causing Santa to crash. You can't see my facial expression, but it's not happy. So Santa's crashed. Christmas is on the verge of being ruined, just like a lot of other specials. Woo. I want to know how Santa got to Pac-Land. Is it a location on Earth? They don't know about Christmas. So another little mix-up I'm calling out this special. The ghosts sing Christmas songs despite not knowing what Christmas is. I think you found yourself a little plot hole, Pac-Man.
What I need is a flying tow truck, and all my elves are off for the evening.
You gave your elves the day off? On the only day out of the year you're doing anything? Are you dumb? Why are you so dumb?
Come on, let's quit wasting time and chomp on his bones.
So their pack dog rescues the toys from the ghosts, even though Pac-Man got the beat out of him, literally. I don't feel bad for Pac-Man. He attacked the ghosts first. His entire family attacked these ghosts. Of course they have a vendetta. Anyways, the deer aren't really up to par to deliver Christmas presents, and it looks like Christmas is almost ruined until Pac-Man gives him some cocaine. I mean power pellets. They're power pellets, you guys.
I've never seen Rudolph's nose glow so bright.
Yay, substance abuse saved the day again. And what better note to end on than that? So in Doug's Christmas story, which is different than Doug's Secret Christmas, Doug's dog almost gets put down. And if you're there thinking, what Christmas special hasn't featured the concept of putting down the family pet? Doug's takes it to the next level. So they're ice skating, all having fun and being happy, and then Porkchop just flips out and just drags this girl down. Like, it does not look excusable at all. So apparently they want to press charges. Doug decides to take it on himself to go to every person who knows Porkchop and sign a petition saying he's not a bad dog, which, buddy, I don't care if he was a bad dog. This girl has a broken leg. She's in the hospital because of your stupid dog. There better be a good explanation for why he did it. I wonder if there's a good explanation. So he meets with the girl's dad and he literally tells him that he doesn't like dogs because they don't have money. Hey man, I'm all for this capitalistic society, but like, shouldn't you be more mad that, a dog put your daughter in the hospital? Like that's your beef with dogs? That's your vendetta? You're focusing on their financial situation, not the obvious aggression or violence they showed to your own offspring? But okay! So they send him to dog death row, and Doug decides to just break in! But obviously the plan backfires and they run away, and he decides it's futile. The only way to solve a crime is not with other crime, Doug, it's with our beautiful judiciary system, and there's no way that it can fail him.
Well, I think I'm ready to render a verdict.
Your Honor, doesn't Porkchop get to tell his side of the story?
And how is he going to do that? Does anyone here speak dog?
Ooh, it definitely failed him. But he gives a heartwarming speech and, everyone changes their opinions. So they all go back to the lake, and I guess it turns out that Porkchop was just trying to save her from falling in thin ice. Duh! Which I guess makes sense considering she falls in thin ice again when he doesn't go to save her. So once they realize that Porkchop was just trying to save her and not hurt her, they all decide to let him go, and they have a great Christmas. Even though her leg's still hella broken, even though she's gonna be in the hospital on Christmas, there's no justice in the world of Doug. Look at this boy. Look at this animal. Look at this monster. He gets away with everything. Adam Sandler is an enigma of cinema. Some of his movies are classics, some of his movies are god-awful, and then he made Pixels, you guys. But did you know that he also had an animated movie? Now look, don't get mad, this is not a Christmas movie, this is a Hanukkah movie. But it's a holiday around Christmas, and I'm lazy, and I want to talk about how bad it is, so please just be nice to me. I'm sorry, you guys. Let me talk about this movie, please. I give it a ton of kudos for being an animated Hanukkah special. There's not a lot of good Hanukkah representation in the media in terms of specials and movies, and it often gets completely overshadowed by Christmas. So Adam Sandler was truly trying to do a good thing here. He just, did not stick the landing. So first of all, this is not rated TVG, okay? This is a raunchy animated comedy, which basically means they just occasionally swear and make a lot of potty humor jokes. I think there's a scene where deers are literally defecating. It's not fun to look at. Sure, this movie has a plot, but not a lot happens in it. Basically, Adam Sandler's character is an alcoholic orphan who the town hates. He's just mean to everyone, and he hangs out with this short guy who's, his name is Whitey.
But if you're short of cash like little old me, the window shopping's always free.
And yes, he does sound like that. The whole movie. Oh, and there's musical numbers. There's a lot of musical numbers.
If you're coming from the street with dirty shoes on your feet, that's a technical foul.
There's a happy ending where he reconciles with his parents' death and he reads the Hanukkah letter they gave him. It's wholesome, but other than that, it's just a bad movie. So please, if you love watching so bad it's good movies, or if you just want to be appalled that something exists, sit down and watch this one. It's a Hanukkah classic.
Your Honor, I still got a pretty good jump shot. Let me show you. I'd hit a three-pointer for you, except I'd have to drop my pants and pop a thumb up my boo-boo.
Every so often a movie comes around that's just a complete enigma. You don't know who made it, there's barely any information online, you don't know who voiced it, how it got greenlit, how it got produced, how it got shipped out, but before you know it, you're sitting there watching The Christmas Tree. So right off the bat, this movie is terrifying. It looks like somebody tried to draw humans for the first time. Also, fun fact, the description on Google is just completely incorrect. Contrary to popular belief, it is not actually about a, quote, dying woman who returns to her native Dublin, relives her past, and awaits the arrival of an ex-lover. It's about a weird orphanage and a tree. So strap in. There's this great narrator who's really giving it his all. I just feel like it's wasted here.
There are many, many stories about this special holiday named Christmas. If you look in this book alone, you will find lots of them. Oh yes, here we are. This is today's story.
It just opens with a lot of narration and over-explaining. This lady, Mrs. Mavilda, runs the orphanage, and she's mean to the kids. It explains her long, convoluted plan of taking both money sacks that the mayor gives for funding for the orphanage and wasting it on gambling. So the kids, they have no food, they have no clothes. It's horrible, and on top of that, she's just really mean to them. I love this money bag economic system, by the way. They designate the entire movie by money bags. There's a point where the mayor specifically explains, this money bag is for clothes, this money bag is for food, this money bag is for Christmas. Like, dude, just give her a credit card. Have a checking account.
Here's the 2 bags. One for the clothes, one for the presents.
Mrs. Mavilda also apparently enjoys making them eat bad so she can eat really good completely alone. In their infinite sadness, the kids make friends with a tree, which is really sad. They name it Mrs. Hopewell, and they basically pray to it. The tree is their ruler.
Mommy, come here and see Mrs. Hopewell.
Where is she? I can't see her.
The whole movie is so awkward, down from the animation to the voice acting. Everything is slightly off. It's riddled with animation errors. But below all that, there's a plot happening, so let's try to get back to that. So this family moves into town, and their dad's getting set up at like a logging mill or something. So they work out a plan for the mom and the kids to temporarily stay at the orphanage. And the mom can be Mrs. Mavilda's assistant. They travel to the orphanage, and naturally, they realize how bad things are. Mrs. Mavilda does not change how she acts at all, despite the mom, Mrs. Kindle, having a direct line to the mayor, like the mayor sent her there. You think maybe you'd fake it for her until she leaves, but nah, she's just extra mean to the kids. Basically, she gambles the money away again, and that was their Christmas money. That hits hard, man. And when Mrs. Kindle comes in, instead of explaining and owning up to it, she does what any normal person would do and just tries to get them framed for felony.
I'll make her into a thief, just like I did with the girl that worked with me before. It worked beautifully, but this time I'd better change it just a little.
If you make everybody else the bad guy, you'll never get caught as the bad guy. That's a quote from me. The voice acting is so bland. It's too iconic. And you can tell some of these are like actual kid actors, and they're so adorable. I cannot knock them, but you can tell they're just kids reading a script, as some adult probably stood in the studio and said, "Come on, one more time, Susie, one more time."
I don't want to do this, Dad. I want to go home. It's Christmas.
One more time, Susie.
This whole movie, though, it's mostly scary.
What a hangover.
Whoa, we're just openly discussing hangovers here. That's awesome. She also adds on the fact that she's gonna cut down the tree, which, if you don't understand the plot, the phrase
Mrs. Hopewell is gonna get cut down
sounds really weird out of context. The kids realize they gotta break into action, so they try to change their Christmas wish.
I wish that my Christmas wish could be changed. Santa, if you are listening, I want to change my wish.
Oh, Lily, you can't change your Christmas wish. You already signed in blood.
I don't have to get a new one for my teddy bear. Santa, I wish somehow you could save Mrs. Hopewell.
So the kids venture off to the North Pole to try to just talk with Santa. And if you think that sounds crazy, it is. And if you think they'd probably die, they probably would. But it seems like in no time they're just at the North Pole. So hey, who knows? Meanwhile, a road accident actually stops Mrs. Kindle from going to the fake scene of the fake crime, which sends her back home to the orphanage before she gets framed for anything. Dodged a bullet there. Meanwhile, back with our two kids, what happens is horrifying. They get attacked by a black bear, which, why is there a black bear and the North Pole? Why isn't it a polar bear? Did this black bear go on an expedition to see Santa? Did they just not know that there's no black bears this high up? Do they not know about the existence of a bear specifically living in this polar region? So many questions, literally no answers. My life is a lie. With different music, this whole scene would be terrifying, and Lily just gets down a cliff. She's just gone, which leads to this horrible, depressing scene where this kid's just all alone in the middle of an ice field with no one around him. His sad music plays, and he calls for his dead sister, and oh my gosh, just watch.
Lily! Lily! Where are you? Where'd you go?
Meanwhile, back at the orphanage, Mrs. Kindle arrives home and realizes that her kids are missing and does nothing about it. Instead, she stands with the kids and saves Mrs. Hopewell from being cut down. And look, just in time, the mayor shows up. The mayor finally opens his eyes to how dumb this whole situation was and how Mavilda's been misusing the money the whole time. So he's gonna give her a stern talking to. And it looks like Mavilda's finally gonna be put in her place after all. Holy cow, she got the chainsaw! She has a chainsaw! Oh my god, she's gonna kill him! She's gonna kill everyone! Oh my god, she got struck by lightning! Was that God? It was Santa! I am led to believe that the lightning was caused by Santa himself, because he immediately enters frame after this, carrying Lily. Thank God she's okay. She's the only good part of this film, her voice actress. She's just so adorable. It's a good thing that Lily is alive too, because Poppy literally came back and had to tell them that his sister died, and his dad's monotone reaction, well, there's no words to describe it.
Tell me, son, what happened to Lily?
I guess this tree is their god now. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to wrap up our Christmas list, it's time to talk about my favorite bad Christmas special of all time, the Christmas special with lore, an actual lore behind it. I'm talking about the horrific CGI animated movie, if you want to call it, Rhapsity Street Kids Believe in Santa. You've probably seen this around the internet memed. It's been heavily reviewed by people. Rebel Taxi did an amazing video on it, go check that out. It opens with this ominous music where we pan down to a beautiful neighborhood in the middle of nowhere, where a school bus drops people off and then the school bell rings. Where is that bell coming from? So we're immediately introduced to our main character, who has a name, and I'm not gonna bother to learn it. He looks terrifying, and he's always rhyming and rapping, and the raps are so awkward, like just off beat, off time. Some words rhyme, some words just don't rhyme. It's like he's just always freestyling.
I've been a good boy through the year, you better know it. Get ready, Santa Claus, to start decking the halls with gifts from my Christmas list. Though it's cold outside, it's warm in my soul. Gotta get a gift to give to beautiful Nicole.
He goes to his room where we see not only a poster that simply reads New York, but also the painting of his dead mom, which is incredibly dark. I'm very sorry for his loss. At school, we're introduced to the other kids, which I can't even begin to describe them. Smithy, who just has the weirdest lines.
Nicole, you killed the bear. Now he's gone to trash heaven and poor Ricky is gonna cry because of you. I love creeping out creepy girls.
So Smithy and Ricky, who is our main character, I guess I did learn his name after all. They get bullied despite being really just cool kids. Also, I forgot to mention, there's this amazing character who has anime hair, he is the bad boy, and he's the surfer all in one. He just fits every trope.
Whoa, this reeks. I want waves, not ice. Surfing stinks on ice.
We get a montage of the kids playing in Snodgras, this weird folk song, which I think was made for the movie, and it kind of slaps. I kind of love it.
I'm gonna get you, Smithy!
It would be wholesome if it wasn't so, like, literally terrifying. And as for the rest of the movie, it sure does have a plot, I think. Things happen in it. There's a series of events. I know it has something to do with his teddy bear that they lost. There's a subplot about believing in Santa. There's musical numbers. We're introduced to Ricky's grandma, who mumbles. Just play a clip of her, please. Let the audience know her beauty.
Oh, my baby must be sending letters. I'll be back in a hurry, great grandma. Always in a hurry. You just got to go for another it. Isn't that what Santa does? Oh, see, for the she doesn't get it. Oh, Christmas.
Oh, so graceful. And in the end, they believe in Santa, I think. I think that's what happens. I really couldn't tell you. This movie is confusing, and the best part about it is the voice cast, which I guess is pretty star-studded from what I hear, and there's a reason for it. Watch Rebel Taxi's video where he explains the situation. It's actually really interesting. But the fact that the voice acting is actually quality is just so bizarre next to the visuals that so aren't. I mean, this is literally horrific. This entire movie looks like it was made in a day. I don't want to diss animation, but I really genuinely need to know what happened here with the animation team. Was it one man? Was it half of a man? Was it 2.5 men? This is definitely my favorite on the list because it is truly so bad it's good. It hits all the marks. It's awkward, it makes no sense at some points, there's musical numbers. This is the one to play at a holiday party if you want to get a laugh from everybody because it's just so out there. Rhapsity Street Kids Believe in Santa is a gem that deserves to be forgotten. Don't forget, this list has a theme, I promise.
And a Merry Christmas to all.
Shut that door.
Well, guys, there you have it. Those are 10 Christmas and holiday specials that deserve to be forgotten. They should just disappear forever. But we know that's not possible, so why don't you go ahead and just watch them. I've had to watch all these for this list, and I'll have to say they're all pretty damn entertaining, no matter how you spin them. And I gotta say, it really put me in the Christmas and Hanukkah spirit, which is why I'm gonna leave this recording booth that is known as my hell and try to contact my family again to see if they'll let me back in the house. But I wanna know what you guys think. Have you seen these Christmas specials? Have you not? Do you love them? Do you hate them? Let me know in those comments down below. Tweet to us at Roundtable Vids or me at RetroNemo. If you want to consider helping out the Roundtable, you can check us out on Patreon. There, you can get exclusive access to scripts and avatars. As always, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to share it, like it, subscribe to the Roundtable, and hit that notification bell for more great cartoon content, guys. I'm RetroNemo. This is a top 10, and have an amazing Christmas, guys.